Kembali lagi bersama saya di kanal YouTube ini, saya Code07 Sam. Di video kali ini, saya akan mengajak kalian ke salah satu museum yang berkaitan dengan musik, yakni Museum SPEELKLOK. Mau tahu bagaimana asiknya? Yuk tonton video ini sampai selesai dan jangan lupa tekan tombol subscribe dan tombol lonceng di kanal YouTube ini agar kalian tidak tertinggal ketika saya mengupload konten-konten menarik lainnya seputar musik. Mungkin ketika kalian mengeklik video ini, kalian penasaran, apa sih itu Museum SPEELKLOK? Serta apa itu self-playing instrument? Di zaman modern ini, musik adalah satu hal yang mungkin bisa dibilang bisa dinikmati oleh hampir semua kalangan. Kita bisa dengan mudahnya membuka HP kita lalu mendengarkan musik dimanapun serta kapanpun yang kita mau. Namun, kenikmatan dari mendengarkan musik ini bukanlah satu hal yang bisa dinikmati dengan mudah oleh orang-orang zaman dahulu. Di abad pertengahan, bisa dibilang musik adalah sebuah barang yang mewah. Tidak semua orang bisa menikmatinya. Namun, revolusi industri yang terjadi di Eropa mulai mengubah ini semua. Pada sekitar abad 16, mulai muncul banyak insinyur jenius yang menciptakan sebuah alat yang bernama self-playing instrument atau SPEELKLOK. Jadi, musik tidak dimainkan oleh musisi atau seniman manusia, akan tapi mulai bisa dimainkan oleh mesin yang dirancang sedemikian rupa oleh tangan-tangan insinyur handal pada abad itu. Puncak popularitas dari self-playing instrument terjadi pada sekitar abad 18 dan abad 19. Era ini sering disebut sebagai Golden Age of Automata. Selama periode ini, banyak pengrajin dan insinyur yang berbakat mengembangkan berbagai macam jenis alat musik otomatis, seperti pianola, yang mana museum khusus pianola ini pernah saya kunjungi langsung di video saya yang ini. Kemudian ada music box, clock musik yang rumit, dan lain sebagainya. Alat musik otomatis pada masa itu memiliki peranan penting dalam hiburan. Mereka digunakan di istana, teater, dan salon mewah untuk menghibur para tamu. Kesenangan mendengarkan musik yang indah yang diproduksi oleh alat musik otomatis menjadi tren yang populer di kalangan kelas atas serta kalangan masyarakat pada umumnya. Nah, di museum ini, kalian bisa menyaksikan alat-alat musik self-playing instrument tersebut. Saya, bersama dengan istri, menuju Museum SPEELKLOK menggunakan kereta. Kalau dari tempat kami tinggal, perjalanan memakan waktu kurang lebih 1,5 jam dan berganti kereta 1 kali. Untuk biaya transportnya, kami kebetulan berlangganan paket weekend free yang memungkinkan kami menggunakan kereta kemanapun di Belanda sepuasnya ketika akhir pekan. Sesampainya di Utrecht, kami berjalan menuju museum. Lokasinya nggak begitu jauh dari stasiun pusat kota Utrecht. Di perjalanan menuju museum dari stasiun, kita juga bisa melihat banyak toko. Siapa tahu kalau kalian kesini, kalian mau mampir untuk sekalian berbelanja. Nah, kita sudah sampai. Yuk kita masuk ke dalam museum. Untuk biaya tiketnya itu 14 euro untuk orang dewasa serta 7,5 euro untuk anak-anak. Tapi berhubung saya mahasiswa, saya dapat diskon pelajar sehingga hanya perlu membayar 10,5 euro untuk tiket masuknya. Setelah membeli tiket, kami diarahkan ke locker room untuk menitipkan tas dan juga jaket. Seperti yang bisa kalian lihat, di dalam locker room ini ada beberapa diorama seputar self-playing instrument yang bisa kalian juga lihat di sini. Setelah dari locker room, kami menuju hall utama untuk menunggu pemandu tur kami. Sembari menunggu, kita bisa melihat beberapa display yang bisa kita saksikan di sini. Ada beberapa contoh alat self-playing instrument dan juga ada panggung beserta organ raksasa yang bisa kita lihat. Fun fact, tiket yang kita beli itu nantinya sudah termasuk dengan pemandu tour yang akan menjelaskan seluk-beluk seputar mesin-mesin self-playing instrumen yang dipajang di museum ini. Kali ini, kami dipandu oleh seorang mas-mas. Kalau kalian nggak bisa bahasa Belanda, jangan khawatir karena mas-mas ini juga akan memberikan penjelasan dengan bahasa Inggris. Yaudah, nggak usah banyak basa-basi lagi, yuk kita simak penjelasan dari mas-mas ini.
So this is the carry-on, and the carry-on is 500 years old. This one is built around 1500, and in that time we didn't have tablets, we didn't have iPhones, we didn't have iPads, so we didn't know what the time was. So they made this, and this basically rings for every hour. But if you start with ringing, you didn't know what time it was because you missed a couple times, so you still didn't know the time. So they did a warning music and then the time. So this is one of our first self-playing instruments. So I'm gonna let you listen to it, and I'm gonna ask you what time it is right now. I am gonna warn you, it's made so everyone in the city, in the village could hear it, so it's quite loud.
Okay.
So this clock, dit is trouwens de achterkant van de klok, zoals jullie het ook kunnen zien zo meteen. So this is the back of the clock, and as you can see, this is the same system used for the carry-on. It's a cylinder with a lot of little knobs, and every time a knob will push to a hammer, a bell could be played. And that way you could make a melody, basically. This is the same system as carry-on. Like I said, I'm just going to show you how it works. Ik ga hem gewoon laten zien hoe het werkt door hem te laten spelen. En op die manier kon je dus weer veel meer melodieën maken dan eigenlijk de beperkte aantal bellen die je bij de eerste klok had. So these clocks were made around 1750, and the downside of the bells is that you're very limited on the melodies you could make. So they made around 1750 the organ pipe, and the organ pipe is so good and you can make a lot of different melodies is because if you make it thinner, smaller, bigger, it's already a different kind of sound. So there will be air below would go through the pipe and there will be a sound like this. So the organ pipe and the cylinder both are in this clock. So the cylinder is for the music in this case, but the organ pipes not only you can make more songs, but you can also replicate birds. So the cylinder, like I said, the cylinder and the organ pipe are used in this one. The maker would always go to the German woods to listen to the birds and try to replicate it. this was very popular around among children of Western European, especially German and French children. I do have to add, although it could be easily replicated, easily made, it was still for the richest. Not royally rich anymore, but still rich of the richest. So I'm just going to show you this, and then I'm going to tell you something about it. So we know it's made after 1911 because this was read in a German newspaper out of 1911. We don't know if it's made in German or French. Most high likely it's French because that's where they mostly were made, although they were very popular among the German and French children. This is our street organ. This is one of our street organs. And this one will be worn outside the whole day. As you can imagine, like the belt put over the head and will be swung all day. But so a construction like this only could have 5 or 6 songs. So you can imagine that at some point somebody thought of to sing with lyrics overhead, so every song feels different. So what did they do? They made sad songs, sad lyrics over it, in the hope people would give them more. Because they were like, oh, poor guy, we're gonna give him some more coins, and that way they would earn a little money. These lyrics we have today as well. Because it's Father Day in the Netherlands, the lyrics aren't sad today, but are about that around us. En die gaan we ook gewoon, we are gonna sing that as well for the English speakers. The lyrics is la la la, of course. I do have to warn you, my singing voice isn't the best, so I would ask you to step back a little also because it's very loud. So normally those lyrics would be very sad, as you can imagine. These are our street organs. Typical, the street organs were made in Germany and French. This one happens to be made in Belgium. But the street organs are very, very popular in the Netherlands. Zou iemand mij kunnen vertellen waarom? Can anybody tell me why they were so popular in the Netherlands? So as you may have noticed, the Netherlands is quite flat, especially when you compare it to other countries. So pushing this on a hill or mountain is quite heavy, it's not fun for nobody. So in the Netherlands was quite flat. So that's why they were so popular in the Netherlands, because you very easily could push them around. So the cylinders were not used anymore by this time. They used organ books. But what I'm going to do, I'm first going to show you, let you hear how it sounds, and then I'm going to show you how an organ book works. Because then you also immediately have an image how it would sound with it. So this is an organ book, and as you can see, there are little holes in it. And every time on the back there are these small kind of pins sticking out, just like you saw at the cylinder. It's the same idea basically. And every time a pin can go through a hole, it means, oh, I need to play that note, I need to play that tone. And that's how the organ knows how to play, what to play basically. A book like this, I cannot read it, you have to be very skilled to read it like this. But if you make them, you have to know the organ by heart, so people who make these knows what note belongs to these holes.
Is this one run by electric or?
Yeah, it's run right now by electric, but it used to be just muscle, just turning it like I did with Yes, als iedereen mij kan zien en horen bovenal. So this is the orchestron, and why is it so special? Around the 1920s, the Roaring Twenties, it was very common to have bands and musicians in silent movies, but also in restaurants. That can be quite expensive, especially for a restaurant to have every night a new musician, a new band, or the same, still expensive. So they had something like this. This is the orchestra. This one is called the Weber Maestro, and there are actually only 4 instruments in it and the rest are organ pipes. I'm gonna turn it on. I would like to ask you to listen which instrument is real and which is an organ pipe. Before this instrument was self-playing, before this was made in 1910, it was not possible to make this instrument self-playing. And when it was showed on a world tour, everybody on the audience was so quiet because of how special this actually was. Ik ga het gewoon laten zien. I'm just gonna let you hear it. Then I'm gonna tell you very short something more about it. Maybe you can self take a guess which instrument it actually was. So this is the mortier, and why I'm standing here is this is one of our dance organs. Because in the 1920s, today, we like to dance. The Roaring Twenties is even famous for their dancing. And we didn't have boxes, we have dance organs. And you didn't pay for a ticket, entry ticket, you paid for each song that was played. So they were quite smart. What did they do? They made also the songs shorter to earn a little bit more money. This is also the moment that songs started to be around 3 to 6 minutes. That's because of the dance organs, basically. Then the mortier itself is until here. This is the height. The rest is just decoration with a little bit on top there for music. Why was this? Because of course you didn't have a dance party at one place, you wanted to move around, so you could put apart each section like a jigsaw puzzle basically to put in, so it would be easier to transport. So I am going to turn this on. I do have to warn you, they're quite loud because they were made for a full party of dancing, so feel free to dance, but they are quite loud. So I chose a song to show a little love to the fathers among us on here. this was the end of the tour. I wish you a lot of fun in the museums. There's a lot more to explore. If you have any questions, you can come to me, and I wish you a very nice evening.
Setelah berkeliling bersama pemandu tur, sebetulnya masih ada cukup banyak pajangan yang bisa kita eksplor sendiri. Saya bersama dengan istri kemudian memutuskan untuk melanjutkan untuk melihat pajangan-pajangan yang lain. So this one is basically modern music atau apa? Oke, jadi kalian sudah menyaksikan sendiri kan gimana keasikannya mengunjungi museum ini? Kalau kalian suatu saat pergi ke Belanda, jangan lupa sempatkan untuk mengunjungi museum ini ya. Oke, sekian dulu untuk video kali ini. Jika kalian merasa video ini cukup oke, silahkan tekan tombol like. Jangan lupa tekan tombol subscribe dan juga tombol lonceng di kanal YouTube ini agar kalian tidak tertinggal ketika saya mengupload video baru, karena akan ada banyak sekali video-video menarik lainnya yang siap menunggu kalian ke depannya. Sekian dan sampai jumpa di lain kesempatan.